that, and people like that, right? But when you're put into situations that becomes hard to go through, you learn from that, I think. The other thing that I think Hal brought in my life, and my brothers too, by the way, we both became Philadelphia police officers, was, I call it tenacity, that we didn't give up, that we realized if we set a goal, that we could achieve that goal, and that we knew it wasn't going to be easy. I knew that I thought I could box, until I got into the ring and I realized you needed a skill set to do that. I thought I could play basketball, and don't say a word, Jimmy, that, you know, back then until I got in the court. You know, so what it teaches you, I think it's humbling, isn't it? When you're involved with other children and you're forced into your non-comfort zone. So, you know, not to belabor the point, but going through that process early on and having my idle time taken care of, basically. I didn't have to think about it. My mother saved us from, I think, a world of trouble, me and my brother. And, you know, my mom knew when I got home, she knew where I was. If I didn't go to PAL, that would have been an issue, because they would have been calling my house, my brother would have snitched on me, I probably would have gotten in a fight with him. So we just did it, right? The other thing that happened, I think, during the PAL event in my life and during the Germantown YMCA was leadership skills. You develop leadership skills because PAL does it, and the Germantown YMCA did it for me. It put me in active roles into dealing with groups of people. And when you're, I never forget this, a principal from my school came to the Germantown YMCA, and I think I was 12 or 13. I wasn't a counselor yet, but I used to help out teaching, believe it or not, the trampoline. So there must have been about 100 kids, excuse me for this, in the gym, running around going crazy. I mean, they were just nuts. And I walked in, I'm 12 years old, and I said, sit down. And all these kids went, whoosh, and they got into this group. And it was like unbelievable. And my principal looked at me and said, wow, how did you do that? And I didn't have an answer. I just looked at him and I just said, because I had to. And, you know, he just started laughing. You know, and that's what I'm talking about, that leadership skill that you start developing. So, you know, when I look back at PAL, it did everything for me. It focused me. It gave me character, I believe. It forced me to do things I didn't like to do, you know. And it's like my grandson, I take him to school, he says, I don't want to get up. I said, join the world. You know, you're going to have to do this all the time. You're going to do things you don't like to do. And it taught me, I think, to set goals in my life. You know, today, people don't have goals, right? Sometimes. And they don't know where they're going. But if you focus on something and you want to achieve it, you set up a pattern in your life, in my opinion, that will make you successful eventually. So when I look back at PAL, I embrace the concept of it. I see firsthand what happened with me, my brother, and many other children in Philadelphia. I see what happened in their lives. It made a tremendous difference. And you know, you look at what's going on in the world today, that there's no amount of money that can replace that experience for me. So having said that, I just wanted to share a couple of my thoughts about PAL and character leadership, and also to let people here know that this is something we should all focus on, because our children are our leaders for later on in our lives. they become tomorrow's leadership, and they become tomorrow's community. So building character leaders and having children's idle time being constructive means a lot. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here today. I can say without a doubt in my life that if I didn't have PAL, I wouldn't be standing up here today. Thank you.